So the job market is broken. The owner has a job opening, the manager needs somebody yesterday, and the job candidate can't even get an interview and can't even get noticed. And at the center of all this, I believe, is the AI that we have all decided is going to solve all of our job seeking issues by creating the right keyword phrase, creating the right situation, making it easier for HR and for the recruiters. And yet, at the end of the day, it's made it worse. And there are owners out there that can't find candidates, and there are candidates out there that can't find jobs. It seems like a mess, and a mess that nobody seems to know how to fix. And I'm not necessarily sure if anybody wants to fix it. I don't know. I've had the good fortune and or misfortune of being in all three categories. I have been an owner who has gone out looking for candidates and had to interview myself. I have been a manager, a sales manager, where I actually had to have HR work with me to follow all the proper procedures to go out and interview candidates. And I have actually been a job seeker myself, looking for jobs, reading through the job descriptions, trying to understand the keyword phrases, trying to understand the thesaurus of definitions of a particular job description, wondering what human can actually do this job and wondering who wrote the job description. Let me tell you, my friends, it is disconnected. It is a mess. I don't necessarily know if anybody has the answer on how to fix it. Whoever does is going to become a billionaire overnight because they're going to solve this problem, but I don't know if this problem is going to be solved very easily. So look, as an owner, I can tell you this. Most of us owners have an idea in our heads of whom or what it is we want for this particular position and what this position is going to do. We have that idea. Most of us do an incredibly horrible job of actually clearly defining to anybody what we actually want. And I've had that experience, and you can go back and watch a video previous about me getting fired, and it'll tell you a whole lot about that. Then you have the manager, who I've also been, who says, oh no, I need to button the seat now. Maybe in my case, it's a sales manager. I needed a salesperson immediately. And then the question is, well, wait, do I want an experienced salesperson? Do I want a person with a book of business? Do I want a brand new hire out of college who knows nothing? Do I want a person that's never been to college but is a go-getter? I haven't even defined that. All I know is I got to make more sales. So I got to go out and find a salesperson. Or maybe I want an administrative person, an administrative assistant. And what will that person do? What are the job descriptions going to be? Have I actually clearly thought about that to get my time back? Wait, I think I'll use AI. Well, that's a whole different video for a whole different day, okay? But all of those things, many times the owner and the managers haven't even connected on what exactly it is they all think they want. Then they send that out to the HR department or to the recruiter, who has to go out and hunt for that particular candidate and try to, dot all of the I's, cross all the T's, and get the perfect candidate, and then post the job. And then, of course, I've become the candidate, which I have been myself. And you think, oh, look, so-and-so needs a senior vice president of purchasing, or so-and-so needs a senior vice president of sales, or whatever. And you click, and the very first thing you see on LinkedIn is, 1,000 applicants already, or whatever the hell it is. And your brain already goes to the fact that HR is never going to read your resume. Why? Because there are so many in front of you. Here's the fun thing. Are the resumes in front of you even qualified? Are the people qualified? How about this? Are the people even real? So you think as a candidate, why bother applying? Nobody's reading it. Nobody's going to give me a chance. Who gives a damn? Now go back to the owner, me being the owner, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, but I need that person, the person that isn't going to put their resume in because they already figured they can't get the job anyway. And I'm getting mad at the HR going, why can't you find the candidate? And the HR is going, well, I don't know, they're not applying. And I say to the HR, well, what am I paying you for? And the HR goes back to the recruiter and says to the recruiter, what am I paying you for? You see the crazy disconnect? Meanwhile, the manager still needs to make more sales, or still needs to buy the thing better, or still needs to run the IT department, or still needs to name whatever they need to do. And meanwhile, none of these folks can find each other. I'll also share this. There are plenty of times where I have seen this myself, where a job is posted for a candidate, but the job isn't real. Now, I'm sure the people in those positions can, can chime in if they want to on the video and in the comments and tell me why that's the case. But maybe it's a government issue. I don't know. Maybe it's a, we look better if we have jobs open. Maybe it looks better for the people and working at the company. Look at all these job openings. I don't know. But many times those jobs are either A, non-existent, B, were filled 9 months ago, or C, are automatically going to go to somebody within the company already, but they put it out for some reason. So me as a job seeker knows immediately, why am I wasting my time? But I have no way of knowing if the job that has been listed is even real or I have any chance of getting it. I don't know how to fix this problem. I don't know how to solve this problem. I don't know who is going to solve this problem because everybody is pointing at each other. The owner is angry. The owner, coming from an ownership position, man, I need somebody to help me with this, but I can't find them. Or we go through all the resumes, we pick X person, and X person says, okay, and then an X person suddenly doesn't show up for the job and says, well, I found a better offer. Or I bring them in and I find out within 2 days it's the wrong fit. Or the manager says, well, I'm going to, hire this person and I'm going to train them myself, but they don't have a training system in place. Or they don't clearly define what the job should be, what the rules of the job are going to be. You have to sell this much or accomplish this many goals, and they don't do that. They simply wanted the person in place to help solve the problem, help make the sale, whatever. Or you're the candidate. And again, I've had this personal experience where I got interviewed by the owner, hired by the manager. Neither was agreeing on what was going on. There was a massive disconnect, and 5 months later, I got shown the door. And everybody was frustrated. And it didn't work. And the terrible thing is, it should have worked great, and it didn't. So, is the system broken because of AI, or is the system broken because of our lack of expectation clarity? Can I put all those words together? Because we don't really know what it is that we want as owners or as managers. HR then doesn't really know what it is they're supposed to go find. The recruiter isn't really sure what to bring, even though the recruiter's trying to make a living doing it. And that leaves you with the job candidate, who all of us have seen all over LinkedIn, who can't get an interview. And all that person wants is to be useful. How we're going to solve this, my friends, I don't know. If you think you've got a solution, throw it in the comments. I'd be curious. People reading it will be really curious to see what you think. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, please do so. It helps me grow, and I'll come back to you with some more. Be well out there. We'll see you.